The Broadway was a department store chain that opened in 1896 and was later rebranded in 1996. If you've clicked onto this video, then you know what today is. It's Throwback Thursday. Every Thursday, I'll be releasing a new video of an old video that I did before. These new videos are longer and have more detail than the ones before. If you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button and smash that notification bell so you get notified of my latest video. Be sure to leave a comment or a suggestion for a future video. Thanks for watching.
Hello? Oh, hi. I was just walking in the door. I spent the afternoon at the Broadway. Fine bras and panties. On sale. Yes, they're pretty. I saved 20 to 30% on all my favorites. Maidenform, Warner's, Olga, Vassarette. I got Lily of France, Ballet, Vanity Fair, Dina. Yes, Subtract, Jockey, my own too. All at 20 to 30% off right now at the Broadway.
The Broadway was founded in 1896 by English-born Arthur Letts Sr. and was named after what was once the city's main shopping street. Broadway, which isn't really that original if you think about it. Letts arrived in Los Angeles in 1896 at the corner of 4th and Broadway, then on the far southern edge of the downtown Los Angeles business district. The J.A. Williams & Company dry goods store had gone bankrupt. With the help of an influential friend who was impressed with Letts' knowledge of that type of business, a loan of $5,000 was secured from a Los Angeles National Bank and opened his first business on February 24, 1896. He named the department store the Broadway. Letts' Broadway store was among the first wave of indigenous California department stores, a wave that included the Emporium in San Francisco, the H.C. Capwell Company in Oakland, and the O.A. Hall & Company in Northern California, among others. With more than 600,000 square feet of selling space, Letts' store was successful in selling men's and women's clothing, crockery, and other variety of other items. The previous owners had a good location in a recently constructed building at the southwest corner of Broadway and 4th Streets, but had all of its assets seized by its creditors for failure to pay its bills after just only 4 short months of operations. In contrast, Letts was able to pay off all of his creditors in a short period of time after acquiring the assets for the failed store, by the quick sale of the same assets, and by watching his expenses. In a short period of time, the business was doing so well that it had to expand into adjacent storefronts. In 1912, the Broadway announced plans for a new 9-story building with nearly 11 acres of floor space to be built in several phases at the same location. The store would have 11 passenger and 4 freight elevators, 3 entrances on Broadway, 1 on 4th, and 1 on Hill Street. The store was completed in 1915. The new and greater Broadway store, as it was advertised, had 242 feet of storefront along Broadway and 166 feet along 4th Street. It was 9 stories high and covered 11 acres, stretching from Broadway all the way west to Hill Street. The Broadway made their first move towards expansion in March of 1931 when they acquired the Hollywood store of the B.H. Dias Corporation. The company converted the 230,000 square foot facility to Broadway standards and began operating it as the Broadway Hollywood the same year. In 1940, the Broadway built a landmark 3-story store in Pasadena at the corner of Colorado and Los Robles on the site of the old famous Maryland Hotel. The striking, streamlined modern building had a 117-foot tower with a marquee facing both streets and parking for 400 cars. In 1950, the company merged with Sacramento-based Hale Brothers to form Broadway Hale Stores. In the 1950s, upgrades were made to improve the look of the Broadway stores, adding carpeting and new and more expensive fixtures. The approach to expansion was regional. The Broadway created clusters of stores around the metropolitan areas and serviced these stores through centralized local headquarters. All stores had to be within 35 miles or a 1-hour drive of local headquarters that handled buying. The Broadway bought out competitors in Los Angeles, B.H. Dias, Millerons, and Coulters, and expanded into new markets through acquisitions of small local chains such as Marston's in San Diego and Corix in Phoenix. In later years, the Broadway opened stores in Nevada, New Mexico, and Colorado. By the end of 1969, Broadway Hale Stores was the nation's 9th largest department store chain, boasting 45 stores, and the biggest retailer in the West. Broadway Hale would open 40 stores in a 5-year period at a total cost of $350 million. There would be 15 new specialty stores for Bergdorf Goodman, Holt Renfrew, and Neiman Marcus, and 25 new department stores for Broadway, Emporium, Capwell, and Weinstocks. In 1975, management changed the company's name from Broadway Hale to Carter Hawley Hale Stores Incorporated. In 1979, it was split into 2 divisions, the Broadway Southern California, based in Los Angeles, and the Broadway Southwest, headquartered in Phoenix, for the stores outside of California. By 1983, Carter Hawley Hale's portfolio of stores made it the nation's 6th largest retailer. Department stores accounted for 66% of sales, including 40 Broadway stores in Southern California, 10 Broadway Southwest stores in Arizona, Nevada, and New Mexico. The Broadway's parent company, Carter Hawley & Hale Stores, ran into financial difficulties, which resulted from poor management decisions and hostile takeover attempts. In 1996, the chain was acquired by Federated Department Stores, and the majority of the locations were converted to the Macy's nameplate. Several of the stores in affluent areas where Macy's already had locations, such as South Coast Plaza, Sherman Oaks Fashion Square, Century City Shopping Center, Beverly Center, and the Fashion Island Newport Beach, were closed, refurbished, and reopened as Bloomingdales. Federated sold many of the remaining stores to Sears. So what happened to that downtown flagship store? The Broadway occupied the building from 1913 until 1973, when they abandoned that building in favor of a smaller store that just opened a few blocks away, known as the Broadway Plaza. The property changed hands a number of times and had sat empty for a number of years. It is currently managed by the California Department of General Services. So what are your favorite memories of this place? Leave a comment or a suggestion for a future video below. Thanks for watching. Hey, if you just watched my video, thanks for watching. Hit that like button and please subscribe to Eric C. Productions.